Could it be that our traditional understanding of Christ's return might be somewhat misinterpreted? Is it possible that this monumental event did not point to a far-off future, but instead occurred closer to the time of the New Testament, specifically in 70 AD? Let's delve into this thought-provoking argument, starting from the prophecies in the New Testament. The texts paint vivid pictures of the end of the age, with signs and wonders leading up to the return of Christ. But what if these prophetic statements were not referring to an event thousands of years down the line, but rather to something imminent? Consider this. In the New Testament, Christ and his apostles consistently speak of their time as the last days or end of the age. They use terms like soon, at hand, and this generation. Such language suggests an immediate expectancy, not a distant future. Now let's look at the year 70 AD, a time of great turmoil for Jerusalem. The city was under siege, culminating in its destruction. This event was not just a historical footnote, but a cataclysmic event that shook the very foundations of the Jewish world. Some propose that Christ's return and the destruction of Jerusalem might be understood similarly to God's past visitations, which often resulted in the judgment of nations. In the Old Testament, God's coming referred to divine interventions, often through destructive means, to judge nations. Now, the resurrection of the dead. Traditionally, many have understood this as the reanimation of physical bodies. However, an alternative interpretation suggests it might be about souls being freed from the realm of the dead, known as Sheol and Hades. This perspective posits that after the finished work of Christ, people were allowed to enter the heavenly realm and be in the presence of Elohim. The resurrection, then, is not about physical bodies rising from graves, but about souls ascending, freed from the clutches of death. In conclusion, this argument suggests that all things have already been fulfilled. The prophecies and statements about the end of the age in the New Testament indicated imminence, not a distant future. Christ's return coincided with the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD, a divine judgment akin to past visitations of God. The resurrection of the dead was not about reanimating physical bodies, but about souls being freed from the realm of the dead and entering the heavenly realm. As such, the finished work of Christ allowed people to be in the presence of Elohim. This perspective, while challenging traditional views, invites us to reconsider our understanding and interpretation of these significant biblical events. It is not a call to discard tradition, but to enrich our understanding, and to explore the profound depths of biblical texts with open minds and hearts.